shit. So what's up, Sarah? Back for our week 1 of the runes. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing awesome. I was excited about doing this. I started researching a little bit about the Wyrd rune. We talked about the blank one, and it's just so fascinating. And I just wanted to learn a little bit from your perspective, like, what is it? What is this rune?
So, it is adequately named. It is weird. It is weird as fuck. Especially, when you study about it, you get a lot of definitions, and it seems so fucking vague when you're reading about it. It seems so fucking vague, and I think that is a lot of the reason why there's this whole argument, because it is part of neo-paganism. That is a new thing. That was not something that was really practiced, and it wasn't something that they used for their readings, but that is because it was a concept that was well understood to them. It was just there. Like, they knew it. It was implied in everything. They didn't need it. But, for us, we weren't raised Vikings. We weren't raised on this idea, most of us. So to us, it is kind of like a new concept. It's a new concept of reality. It's a new concept of time. It's a new concept of what fate has in store for us. So I personally always have included it in my sets and in my readings because on the one hand, it is so vague, but when you kind of get to where you're fine-tuning your readings and your workings, it can be very fucking specific in the same note.
Ah, okay. So tell me what you mean by that. So tell me a little bit about your experiences and how that kind of plays out.
So what Wyrd is Wyrd is your fate. And now, when you think about a person and an individual, we are all, in and of ourselves, very unique. We all have that thing that makes us special, that makes us weird. Our weird is our fate. It is our path. It is what we are supposed to do. It is our purpose. It is what we are meant to do. It encompasses all of the lessons we had to learn, everything we need to get on our path. And that is why it can be so fucking broad, yet so goddamn specific.
So you're talking about the rune of Wyrd is actually in relation of your own personal essence. It's not the environment around you that you're seeing, but it's literally like you coming out to life, like your fate, your eternal self coming out to life.
Absolutely. Like, you can call it, like, your soul path. You can call it your karma. You can call it your destiny, your mission, your goal, like your essence, whatever the fuck. It's all right. That is your weird.
Ah, that's cool. You know what's really weird? Austin's really weird.
Weird.
So when I think of weird, I think of Austin. Yeah, dude. Austin's the type of city you can just walk into like a grocery store and start singing, and somebody will start singing with you. That's like weird.
Yeah. And at the same token, it's interesting to bring that up because when you think about it, a lot of the people, personally, from my personal experience, have migrated to Austin to pursue their path, pursue their dreams, and music, in art, in yoga, whatever it is. These free thinkers from Texas tend to decide out of nowhere, like, I need to go to Austin so I can be free to be me. That has everything to do with weird.
Ah, okay, that's cool. Yeah, that is the weirdest place I've been to. But you do learn a lot about yourself, like about expression and about like how you maneuver in this world, like how you're supposed to act, talk, be. Like the weirdness is like the way, almost in a sense. Yeah, so that's awesome.
It totally is. And then, like, because it's so vague, it does make it really difficult to try to describe outside of those parameters to newcomers. And at the risk of kind of undermining, there is a risk involved when you share personal experiences because it can undermine the individual experience. However, this is one of those things that I personally feel, unless you kind of have this understanding and this like relation of like, yeah, it is going to be totally fucking specific to you, without people saying like, all right, this is my experience, this is their experience. It kind of gives some sort of like a guideline and parameters as to not necessarily even what to expect, but just to understand that like when you start working with Wyrd and you start to notice these big changes in your life, yeah, that's Wyrd energy happening.
Oh, I see. Okay. So it's like an unfolding process.
Yes. Like, for example, a good rule is when you start working with Wyrd, like that movie with Jim Carrey, Yes Man. You should become a yes man. Things are going to start popping up in your path, and people are going to give you chances and opportunities, and things are just going to start flying at you. So say yes. Say yes when you can. There's a lesson there. It may be a bad thing. It may be something that is detrimental to you. However, that's probably on purpose because there's a lesson you need to learn. Or if it does lead to, you know, a blessing and your great purpose right away, fucking awesome. Good for you. That's really cool. Like, good job. You made it. You don't have to learn any lessons, but you are on your way, nevertheless. It will put you on your path when you invoke this energy.
Okay, so this energy is like a kindling fire. It's like when you get it lit, you start following. It's just like that, just like you were saying, the movie Yes Man. In the beginning, he was doing little stuff like guitar lessons, like little things that didn't really add up that much. It was just random. And then all of a sudden it evolved into like bigger things, bigger things, bigger things.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So it's like you have to, if you really want your fate to present itself in a clear way, you have to first learn how to be open. Learn how to be open to the universe, learn how to be open to the signs, and learn how to respond accordingly. It's not always going to work. Sometimes it's going to burn you. That's okay. There's a lesson there. There always is.
So anytime you do get burned in that sense, as in like something that offends the ego or something that goes off plan or off track, like the best way is to just listen to it and then respond accordingly, like you were saying. Like, you just can't overreact to things as they happen.
Exactly.
Trusting that. Okay. I see.
Exactly. You kind of have to learn how to have that trust. You kind of have to learn that when you fall, it's for a purpose. Get up, dust yourself off, keep going, keep saying yes, keep seizing the moment, keep being open to these opportunities. When you have one fail and you put up a wall, you're closing yourself off from the actual blessings that might be coming because of the one little mishap. That's no good.
Well, and you notice these kind of things in actual life, though. I mean, think of a time that you were ever like really successful at something, or you really accomplished something. The events leading up to that moment are typically these like hair trigger events that you're just spur of the moment going from one thing to the next thing to the next thing to the next thing, and then you're finally there. So it's not like this is an unknown process.
Exactly.
So this isn't anything new. We've all been through this kind of situation before. It's just a matter of being able to relate the magic to it instead of thinking it is our own doing. I mean, it is our own doing, but, you know, our own doing is a pretty broad spectrum of things to think.
Exactly. And this is a perfect example of the micro and macrocosm at work in harmony. Because, yeah, the universe might present you with these opportunities, but you are the only one who can actually take action. You're the only one who can say yes. You're the only one who can allow it to work for you.
I see.
In the past week, for me personally, this is my third time taking on Wyrd for a whole week. And I gotta say, honestly, like, the first few times were pretty fucking rough. The first few times were a disaster. First few times were full of me falling on my face and getting embarrassed and making an ass of myself and realizing, like, okay, I don't belong here. I don't belong doing, like, I have no business doing this stuff that I'm doing. I have no business chasing these ideas that I came up with. But in this go around, I kind of just sat back, was like, all right, whatever is going to happen is what's going to fucking happen. And it was just like neon signs, ding, 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 this is where you're supposed to go, this is what you need to do, just like in my face constantly. Like, I cannot ignore this anymore.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But sometimes, that is one of the warnings with Wyrd is it can take having those I'm going to fall on my face, make an ass of myself moments, because sometimes, having that little ego check is what's necessary to get you to be open to, widening your view and accepting, maybe there are other possibilities out there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and the thing is, and this is my big thing. So as Americans, typically, we're lazy as fuck. All we do is play on our phones and like sit on a computer and just like not do shit. So sometimes just feeling something, even if it's a bad moment, even if it's a fall down on your face, even if it's a, somebody, making fun of you, whatever it is, sometimes feeling something is better than just feeling nothing at all.
Absolutely.
So, and I think if you take that mindset about any type of pain is exciting. Like, you're going on a ride. Like, it's just a roller coaster ride. And your job is just to figure out why the fuck it happened and get over it. And get to the next ride. Like, that's it. Once you figure it out, you're great. Like, that's the fall down and get your ass up. But that's the thing about this kind of magic. And I think any kind of magic kind of has that disclaimer. As long as you're able to look at it in the right light, like, you can do anything and it'll turn out exactly how you want it to.
Yep. And maybe not even exactly how you wanted to, but maybe you'll realize you end up getting exactly what you needed.
Yes, sometimes you didn't even realize what you wanted, right?
Yeah,
exactly. Those moments, like, damn, I'm fucking stupid. That was like... Oh, man, I really wanted this the whole time, man. Okay, I understand now.
Yeah, so it's like, if you want a specific answer, like, Wyrd can be super frustrating because say you're trying to do a reading and say, all right, what is going to happen if I go on a date with this person? And you're like all invested in it and you have like these ideas about a person, but you're not sure. And you do a reading and you see a couple of things like, oh, this is going to lead me on a new adventure. And this is, going to be beneficial to my growth. But the outcome, and you get the blank one. It's like, what the fuck? You have no fucking clue what this means at that point. All you know is that this is going to be pivotal in your direction. And that's all you're going to fucking get. And that sucks sometimes. It really fucking sucks. It's frustrating. It'll make you want to just like throw the bag on the floor and stomp off. But it is what it is. Sometimes the thing with Wyrd that can be so frustrating in divination is sometimes fate's like, you don't get to know. Because if you know, you're probably going to fuck it up.
Yeah, okay, so that's another point I'm going to get on. So when it comes to like magic and setting your intention and stuff, a lot of times I think people get confused. They set an intention, right? And then they keep setting an intention every day and they think about it all the time and they don't ever let it go. We got to understand that these things are manifesting as we think them. The time does not exist. So whenever you think about manifesting something, the only thing that keeps it from coming into existence is your own monkey brain trying to talk yourself out of it. If you just think it, believe it, and shut the fuck up about it, it'll probably happen.
Mm-hmm. That's usually pretty much exactly what we're just telling you in a result position. Like, if I tell you the answer, you're going to fuck it up. So just go with it. That's usually what it means. Just go with it. Okay? Like, you don't need to know if it's good or bad. It's ultimately good. So just fucking roll with it.
Yep. And that's a good starting place, right? Like, that sounds like a perfect starting place for really getting on board. The fucking spiritual train right there is just being able to let go and just ride for a little bit.
Absolutely, because I think one of the hardest lessons, and that's also, it's interesting to me because, when I was taught runes, this is where we started. And I kind of struggled with that as a starting point. Like, should we start with Wyrd? Should we not start with Wyrd? Because it's a pretty big concept. But it is, in a way, the starting point. Because until you can kind of just let go and be open to the energies and open to experience, you're not going to get anywhere. It's just not going to happen. If you're closed off and you're hiding behind your ego and your walls, you're not really doing anything to work on yourself or be able to be harmonious with the other energies and forces at play.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, I was listening to something the other day about Vikings, and I heard Odin got made fun of because of the fact that he held a lot of feminine energy, and he practiced a lot of feminine magic, and like people wouldn't let him live it down, but he was the most powerful god of them all. So I mean, what can you say? I was laughing about that.
Exactly. It's the same concept, you know, like if he would have had his walls up and been so focused on his ego that he was like, oh, you know, I've got to be the manliest man because I'm the god of war, you know, I'm the all-powerful, I'm the all-father. Can't be considered girly. Then he would have been totally fucking undermining his true power.
Yep.
And a lot of the time, Wyrd's telling you the same thing. Like, if you get so caught up in the details, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Awesome. Now let's talk about practicing. So what are we going to do for this week, practice-wise? What do you think's a good idea?
I say we start from the beginning. Let's go for Fehu. Let's go through the Futhark, and then move on down to the next Ace set.
So, all right. So now with these runes, so do you just hold it in your pocket, put it in your pocket, and walk around with it, or think about it, or meditate with it?
Yeah, hold it in your pocket. Meditate with it. Put it under your pillow at night while you sleep. See how it comes up in your dreams. See its energy during the day. So for the next one, working with Fehu, I would suggest, you know, for first timers, watch the videos and kind of do it, I guess, after us. Leave some of your experiences in the comments, you know, give your feedback. Like, we're going to be working on Fehu this week. You just saw the Wyrd video. You guys work on Wyrd. You guys put Wyrd in your pocket, draw. You don't need to necessarily get a blank piece of paper or a blank piece of bone. If that helps you, go for it. Otherwise, just say, okay, I'm going to invite this energy in, and I'm going to see what unfolds, and take it on until next Sunday. See what happens.
That's a good idea. All right, cool. Sweet. Well, I appreciate you, Sarah. That was really good.
Yeah, that was awesome. I had fun.
Yeah, and we'll pick up on Fehu next week.
Sounds good. I'll talk to you next week.
All right, have a good night.
You too. Later.
Bye.